Hey guys, this is Dylan from Jingo Inc. Defensive Training Company, based out of Mid-Ohio. Wanted to make another quick video talking about what Jingo Inc. would recommend to be the best characteristics for a good everyday carry holster when it comes to your pistol. And let's go ahead and dig right in. First and foremost, as you can tell by our previous videos and stuff like that, it has to be quality, it has to be reliable, it has to be a good company. Okay, it has to stand by their products, it has to be a time-tested, good quality holster. Okay, regardless of what you get, buy one, cry one. Okay, spend that little extra money and make sure that you're getting that peace of mind that this piece of gear, piece of equipment, whatever, is going to last far longer than even expected. So make sure it's quality first and foremost. Quality, top notch, solid, rigid, durable. Okay, and just do your research on that and figure out. There's a lot of holster companies. It's infinite almost. Second is the material that we recommend holsters be made out of. There's a lot of different materials. There's leather, there's nylon. We recommend Kydex. Okay, and if you don't know what Kydex is, it's a nice plastic. As you can see, it's nice and hard, and it's going to stay in the same shape. This is actually a form-fitted holster for a Glock, but that's what we recommend, a form-fitted Kydex holster specifically to that model that you're carrying. Okay, get that. The reason why we do Kydex is because if you get a more malleable holster, you're going to increase the chances of you having a negligent discharge. Like for leather, it can get in the trigger guard and stuff like that. We've seen it happen. Kydex also is going to stay open when it comes to getting that gun out. That holster is going to stay open. Okay, it's going to stay like this regardless of the tension of your belt. If you have a leather holster, the tension of your belt, because you're going to have it pressed down pretty hard, your belt, your everyday carry belt, you have to hold a gun up and a mag up, and you don't want to start sagging and stuff like that. So you have to have that pressure. So when you unholster that gun, there's a chance that holster is going to kind of come down to make reholstering a little harder. And the biggest thing that we don't like about that is one-handed reholstering is going to be a nightmare when it comes to a nylon holster or a leather holster that gets down a little bit more, because you're not going to have your non-dominant hand to kind of fidget with your holster to get it open enough in order to holster. Okay, so third is how the holster attaches to your belt. Okay, now clips are very, very common. That's one of the most common attachment platforms, I guess you could say, when it comes to getting a holster attached to your belt. And I've seen a lot of clips work, I've seen a lot of clips not work. So with that being said, because it's so 50-50, I don't like to recommend clips on holsters. Okay, what I like to recommend is snaps. And as you can see, these are nice soft loop snaps here. The coolest thing about this is that they're one directional and not the band. But what I mean is they only come off if you pull a certain way. I could pull this way all I want, which is the direction of how that gun is going to be coming out of the holster. Okay, I could pull like that all I want, and that's not going to come apart. But as soon as I apply a little pressure and pull that way, these snaps are going to come right off. But that's not how I draw my gun, of course, obviously. So that right there is kind of the best of both worlds, because typically the easier it is to get a holster onto your belt, the easier it is to come off whether you want it to or not. So keep that in mind. But this kind of mitigates that problem, gives you the best of both worlds when it comes to easy to take on, harder to take off when you don't want it to. Okay, but you could still just snap them off and pull that holster right out to take your holster out. Okay, and of course, I shouldn't even have to say this, but you want this holster to cover the trigger guard entirely. Okay, and any reputable company, especially a Kydex holster company, is going to cover that trigger guard. Okay, if it doesn't cover that trigger guard, I would not spend your money on it. All right, I don't want to explain that, it's obvious reasons. Have that trigger guard covered. And now, to get a little bit more specific and a little bit more picky, we really like here at Jingo Inc. the magazine release covered. Okay, a lot of companies have them exposed for administrative handling. But at Jingo Inc., we don't do administrative handling. We do just stuff that's going to help you in a real-life situation. So this holster specifically, this is an NSR C8, I believe. Don't hold me on the actual model number, but this is an NSR, as you can see there. They make good stuff. Can't complain. It covers the magazine release. I don't want to accidentally press that magazine release if I get into my truck or get out or anything like that, or if I have to roll around or something and a little bit of my muffin top comes over and presses that magazine release. I don't want to have a single shot Glock. Okay, So I want that magazine covered. If I want to reload my magazine or fiddle with my mag or something like that, the gun should be out and in my hand and downrange. Okay. Other than that, that's what we look for when it comes to a quality holster. That's what we recommend. That's what we believe in. Okay. So if you guys do have any questions, comments, concerns, get with me at the bottom, or you can email me at info@jingoinc.com. We are always posting up classes, pistol, rifle, shotgun, force on force is coming up, medical classes, you name it, we do it. Yeah, I'm Dylan from Jingo Inc. again, and always remember, a society is only as good as their amount of lethality under voluntary control. See ya.